All right, we're going to do our Say a While workbook. And I don't remember last week talking about page 18, but it was on the assignment for last week. So just quickly, this one's a fun page. You're supposed to circle the picture that is of the real animal and put an X on the make-believe one, like the cartoon one. So which one looks like it's a drawing of a real bumblebee? It would be this first one. So circle the real one, and then this is like a cartoon little face. And look at his little feet. So put an X on the make-believe one. Okay, which one is real, the first one or the second one? Yes, because frogs really do not wear dresses. So you're going to X the one with the dress. Okay, so finish 18 if you haven't already done so. 19 gets us ready for the next story that we're going to do. Okay, so we're on the ice here skating. That reminds me of Otter. Let's look at our choices. Now remember, if it looks hard for you, you cover the endings up and just concentrate on the beginning of the word. TR says tr, M, trimmed, trimmed, beware. Remember our word list. ARE can also say air. Timber, timber. If you ice skate, blank of soft ice. If you ice skate, blank of soft ice. What did that sign say in our story? Beware. Okay, we can't really see at the top. Got cut off in the copy process, but they want us to write the word. Beware, you know that's a writing line. Okay, let's do one more. Trimmed, lumber, what? A tree can be blank if it is too big. A tree can be trimmed, lumber, or what? If it's too big. We know a tree can become lumber if you cut it. You might know that. But what do you think is the best choice? Trimmed. Our hair can be trimmed if it's too long. A tree can be trimmed if it's too big. So you will write trimmed. Okay. Continue with page 19. All right. And 20 is a riddle page. Okay. So you're going to read the little short paragraph. They're going to ask you the very same question at the end of each one, and then you're going to connect it to the picture that it goes with. Let's do number 1 together. It is on the bed. It keeps you warm. You sleep under it. What is it? What keeps you warm when you sleep? A blanket. That must be the pillow. All right, so you're going to draw a line to the blanket. All right, next you have the last story to do. Now, if you guys have already passed this story, if you've kind of gone ahead, that's okay to practice reading in here. Just don't do any more workbook pages. All right. So this is a true story. It's about real people and real things. It's called how lumber is made. And look how big these trees are. Look how tall the tree is next to this man. All right, here we go. Let's read on page 42. Pete's dad puts on a hard hat. He starts his power saw. The saw cuts deep into the trunk of a tree. Pete's dad is a logger. That's the name of his job. 43. The big tree starts to fall. Pete's dad warns the loggers to keep back. Beware! Timber! The next page, 44. How cool this equipment is. After a tree is cut and trimmed, it is called a log. Big claws pick up the logs. The logs drop onto a truck. The truck takes the logs to a saw mill. Saw plus mill. Okay? And then you see this operator here. This guy is driving the arm. He's moving it, and that's the claw. Have you ever seen those games where you put your money in and you can drop the claw down and try to grab a toy? But he's grabbing big logs. All right, 45. Look how little this man is balanced on this log. These things are huge. Okay, read with me. At the sawmill, the logs are dumped into a pond. Water keeps the logs safe from insects. All right, so that's why they're floating in the pond. You don't want bugs to destroy our wood. 46. In the mill, Pete's dad must be careful. Big fast saws cut the logs into lumber. So he's got his gloves, he's got his hat, he's got earphones, like to protect his ears from the loud noise. 47. The wet lumber is put out in the sun. After weeks in the sun, lumber can be made into beds, desks, and tables. Okay? When it's ready, furniture can be made. 48. Pete wants to be a logger. Pete's dad and mom agree. Pete can be a logger if he wants to be. Check for understanding. How is lumber made? All right, well, you need to practice the story again for sure. And it goes through the whole process from the beginning of the story until the end. All the steps for making lumber. And then, what are the things lumber can be made into? What can lumber be made into? Okay, my table is wood. It's made from lumber. All right, and then this is the end. This is where the end of our reading is for this school year. And we have one more workbook page to do after you practice your story, putting it in order. I think this one's actually easier than it was in Meet New Friends because there's only 3. They gave us 1. What happens first? Pete's dad starts his power saw. All right, let's read this one, see if it comes second. The saw cuts into the trunk of a tree, or the big tree starts to fall. What happens after he starts it, the power saw? He'll cut. Can't fall until you cut it. So he cuts into the trunk of the tree. And number 3, the big tree starts to fall. Okay? All right, so after you practice it, you're going to do this page. And then this tells you the steps after he cuts it down. All right, so you're still going to, again, do what happens first, second, and third. Okay, and then you're going to pack these 2 books up to bring back to school when I see you next week. All right, I can't wait to see you boys and girls. It's been a long time since we were together at school. All right. You'll pack that up in your backpack when you're finished, right? For safety. Thank you.